Sarah. It's a 2-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers, and you can transform your life. Right now on WHFS in Tampa and WWNN in South Florida, Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2 hours, listen and call in toll-free. 888-565-1470, 888-565-1470, and watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and share love and light.
Oh, yes, indeed. There's a light right here on WWNN 1470 AM and live on WHFS 1010 AM 92.1 and 103.1. And we are answering your questions all across the nation. 888-565-1470. Call out the holly. Let all the trees begin to bloom with the Christmas spirit here. I got a feeling we're going to be walking in a winter wonderland. Here in South Florida, we are getting ready to light up the trees and fill our hearts with Christmas cheer. But let's take a little look at the year in review. What are you grateful for from this year? We know that the past 2 years may have offered you some bumps in the road, but that's all right because you've had an opportunity to grow, to recognize inside of you who you are, where your truth lies, the importance of your experiences on this earth. You've had an opportunity to dig down deep within, find your courage, your creativity, think outside the box. And yeah, I guess God had you on your knees a couple of times thinking, all right, Lord, what's going to happen next? Because every once in a while, we have to stand in the energy of gratitude and surrender. When you surrender, you let go of what you can't control. You recognize that things are not being done to you. It's just being done. Things aren't as personal as they appear. It's just a lot of energy moving around and people's experiences of their own personal wounds just being expressed. Sometimes hurt people. And we've seen a lot of hurt. Our prayers go out to our friends in Michigan in the high school. Prayers go out to all those who've had suffering of some type in these past 2 years. The world is definitely poised to fight, to be in the energy of fear, angst, disappointment, lack. The whole world is positioned, waiting for the other shoe to drop. But when you come from a place of fear and you come from the place of lack, you come from the place of disappointment and hurt, you're going to create more. You're going to attract more people who are going to feed back exactly what you're putting out. You're going to repeat the patterns that no longer serve you. We have to all remember that the breath of life is precious. I know we say that and we recognize life is short. You hear people say, live, life is short. But that's from a position of a beginning and an end. Live before it's over. Live like you're dying. There's a whole song. Live like you're dying. But when you live in the energy of gratitude, grateful for the simplest of things, the whole world opens up. You see things through different eyes. You recognize that, first of all, you're not the only one who has a few things that aren't in order. You recognize that you're not the only person with problems or some heartache, disappointment, betrayal. So although misery enjoys company, and I'm not asking you to take up a camp with those who are miserable, at least you know that as a human race, we're navigating similar experiences. So it's part of the growing experience. It's the learning curve. And my goodness, we've learned a lot in the past few years. But I would imagine if we went back to our parents and our grandparents and our great-grandparents, they would tell us the same. You learn a lot. And you learn what not to do. And you learn to survive, and that this too shall pass. So as we've looked at what has not worked in our lives, and we've looked at the disappointing moments in our lives, and maybe the restrictions, the lack, the fear, we spent a lot of time focusing on that these past 2 years. Where's the gratitude? First of all, if you're listening to this program of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and I'm blessed enough to speak it to you, then we're grateful for that ability for this radio station to transmit the sound. And for you to happen to be in your car and pick up the station and hear it at the most important point for you. We're grateful for the people who listen to this show, participate by calling in. We're grateful for the experiences that we share. Each one of you calling in with your situation, your question, your problem. You represent many. It's not just you. Remember earlier I said many of us are going through all the same things at the same exact time, which means it's a joint contract of humanity to grow in a particular area. And my goodness, governing our thoughts and emotions is one of them. Our little thoughts are runaway trains. So yes, someone's calling, asking a question. Part of them represents you. Maybe not at this moment. Maybe you would say, well, I wouldn't let it get to me. But they represent you at a moment in your life where you were at a similar crossroad. We've all been at the crossroad. Here at the crossroads we sit. And here at the crossroad at the close of 2021, we approach 2022, and the best way to create a most magnificent, vibratory, elegantly harmonious experience is for us just simply to be in gratitude. Grateful for the beauty that surrounds you. Grateful for the food on your table. Grateful for the money in your pocket, even if it's not what you want yet. Grateful. Grateful for the job. Grateful for the opportunity to have friends that you can talk to. What about the person who's doesn't really have any friends, doesn't have any family? Didn't really have anyone to pick up groceries for them or help them, who's shut in or challenged physically, and they can't do a lot, and pandemic really made them feel like a shutout. Be grateful for what you have. Be grateful you can get up in the morning and get out of your bed and pull back the curtains or roll up the blinds and see the sunlight of a new day. And the wonder and the beauty how that sun is shining and somewhere else it's night and someone is looking at the same sky but they see stars. The beauty, the wonder of it all. That the bird that was in my yard may have been 5 miles away somewhere else. And you might have seen the same exact bird that I saw. We're all connected. And know that there are good people in the world who are willing to assist you. You just need to ask. You just need to ask the universe for help, for assistance. And then you need to swallow your pride sometimes and say, I need help. I need something more in my life. I need someone to assist me with this. And put it out there. Someone will help you. And I know some of you feel that no one would. Be grateful. Because gratitude will draw forth someone who will. When you sit in the misery and the disappointment and the aloneness and the disconnection, thinking that no one sees you, no one hears you, what can you bring? What can you get? How can you attract something from that vibration? Some of you will say, well, Sarah, you don't know what I've been through. Well, I might not know exactly, but I've sat across from enough people and their energy and their experiences that I've seen just about everything. And I myself has had my shoes stuck in the mud a time or two. Wasn't pretty. And every time I get myself in a little snafu, I too could feel that sense of fear or panic or concern rising up. Because after all, we're all human. But then I have to tell myself, take a breath. Has the universe ever failed you? Has God ever failed you? Have the angels ever abandoned you? Okay, this too shall pass. It's just a rough patch. I know, we've had a few rough patches. And maybe, just maybe, for some of you, you've had amazing experiences out of this, but the growth and the pain that you had to go through just felt unbearable at the time. Maybe it was almost feeling insurmountable, but look where you are now. Some of you have created new ideas, new businesses, new options. Many of you have learned to take better care of yourself and your body more than you ever have before. You have learned to grow in ways not possible. And in some way, I think that a lot of this difficulty in the world is God's way of stepping back and just waiting for us to say, help. Waiting for us to center control and judgment and criticism, and the need to be right. Waiting for us to share our thoughts and our feelings and our emotions from the core of our heart. And just surrendering and saying, it's out of my control, God, you take the wheel. Gratitude is the key that unlocks all your success. And gratitude knows that there's a flow of energy that comes through you that truly is the expression of the whole unique universe, accessible to you at all times and all ways, giving you the most magnificent power. But I know we have our history, our moments, and they play like a broken record in the back of our mind. We feel unjustly accused or betrayed or lied to and disappointed. We feel abandoned and hurt and not good enough and well enough. Our last show, we talked about healing the past and our hurts. Gratitude opens the door for us to be able to do that. To be grateful for the opportunity to learn and to have the ability and the spiritual support to grow. This is all about growing. The most successful people in the world, they have a story too. You only see the glory. You don't know the story. You don't know what they went through. You just know what the outside looks like. So many people have a story. But it's those that choose not to share the disappointments and just move forward, showing you that it's possible to dream big and create. Those are the people that are willing to let go of the past and not let their story define them. They use their disappointments and their negative aspects of their story as their stepping stone to their greatness. And then there's some of us who run around and talk all about everything that's ever gone wrong. And like a broken record, it begins to etch not just in our own energy, but in the energies of those around us. And they see us only as the person who's had so many failures. How could you ever move yourself forward? But the unique thing about failures is that it's never judged by the heavens. It's actually looked upon by the angels as a growth spurt, as an opportunity to step into your true divinity, as your shedding of the human experiences and realizing that the true victory comes in your ability to be harmonious and humble and grateful. That's what the universe sees. The angels say if you were to see yourselves as we see you, there would be no discontentment. Powerful statement. Now, I want to put my angels on speed dial and say, what are you talking about? That was some rough time. But they would quickly point out, as they always do, what came out of the story. Whether it was a growth spurt, whether it was a victory, whether it was a new direction, a new opportunity, it's there. when we don't come from a place of gratitude, it's difficult to see that it's there. It's difficult to see how far we have come and how great we can be moving forward. It's an ability to open up our hearts and realize it's okay to be human. And when we recognize our humanness is getting in the way, we kind of kick it to the side. And we say, move over, I'm driving. And the I that's driving is the I am of the divine spirit that's driving. The power of you, the divine you, the soul of you, the essence of you. Not the human who's sometimes like the Walking Dead, just bruised and overwhelmed, and not even conscious of everything that's going on. Gratitude is best expressed in prayer. Every day to wake up and say, thank you for this beautiful light. Thank you for the sun, the breath, the fact my eyes open, that my legs walk, that I have my health, that I have the strength, that I have a job to go to, and that job can lead me to a better position, that I have an opportunity before me. And if you don't have an opportunity before you, if you don't have a job now, thank you for the fact that I am an expression of the divine. And because of that, my creativity and my inspiration and my magnetism is so ramped up that I will attract the perfect opportunity. And that I am able to leave the feeling of lack behind because it no longer defines me. You have that power. And it begins with thank you. It begins with I'm grateful. I'm grateful for all that surrounds me. I'm grateful for the joy that is. I'm grateful for the breath of life. I hope wherever you were on this Thanksgiving week, that everything was beautiful. And that you were able to express your true feelings and share your meal with someone. No matter how great and vast the feast may have been or simple, it's really not about all the food, although that's lovely too. It's about the ability to create it and share it, and to recognize that we as humans, if we just take the time to be in the energy of gratitude, to be in the energy of love, from there we can create. Did you ever have a meal cooked by someone who creates with love? You can taste it in the food. And often on Thanksgiving, we get to taste that taste of love and family and connection and the beauty. And the awareness that we're putting together a feast to celebrate. And from the first Thanksgiving of the Pilgrims, they celebrated what they had passed through to be where they were, to gather on the table together. And to celebrate the strength and the unity and the sense of family that they had built. And that everyone around the table had food to eat, and were alive to tell the story of their journey of a new opportunity. So just think, we were there to tell the story of another Thanksgiving and all the things that we've passed through in the 2021, and probably talked about 2020. And remembering how great it was in maybe the year 2000, whatever your stories were. But these stories are the threads of the strength of humanity, the threads of the beauty of the human heart and the love. These stories are what get handed down through the generations of a time when mankind had to rise to the occasion. Had to step out of the fear and the restrictions and to find their way and be their own champion and believe and trust that there was a higher power making sure everything would be okay. And for those of you who did have your holidays filled with such wonderful memories and beautiful people that also had a few chairs missing, we know that's difficult. But we're grateful for the time we've had with those that we loved and shared so much with. And we are grateful for the memories they have left behind, their legacy. And we are confident in the knowledge and the knowing that they are always connected to us from the other side, and that there's always light that joins us. And the power of love is so strong that they never really leave us. We just don't see them where we're used to seeing them, in the way we're used to seeing them. Be grateful. The power of gratitude unlocks the door for new beginnings. So as you close this 2021, as we step on the first day of December, can you believe it? And you get ready to haul out the holly and pull out the tree and count down to 2022. Be grateful. Be grateful this year has come and gone. And be grateful for the new ideas and the new path that is before you in just a few weeks. And be grateful that your angels, your guides, your loved ones, and our divine God will never leave you. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then we're going to take calls from all of you all across the nation at 888-565-1470. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, right here on WHFS and on WWNN, and we are so glad to be here with all of you. By the way, I'm grateful for you. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Before I walk through the door, do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470. Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
We've got a feeling you'll want to listen to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. for insightful, intuitive messages on WHFS. Sarah Spiritual is a spiritual advisor and transformational coach who will assist you. Join Sarah Spiritual for a powerful hour of life's questions and Spirit's answers. I've got a feeling you'll love Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, 6 to 7 p.m. Wednesday. Got the feeling? Just call 888-565-1470.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard
And
me?
we're back here live on WHFS at 1010 a.m. and 92.1 and 103.1. And you're also listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah right here on 1470 a.m., 95.3 and 96.9. And we are answering your questions all across the nation at 888-565-1470. And we have to say hi to our friends on Facebook and howdy to our friends on YouTube. Thank you so much for following the show. Share the page, share the light, share the love. Follow us at Sarah Spiritual on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Just type in Sarah Spiritual. You'll find us everywhere. And we are answering questions based on life. And we're grateful tonight. So I'm going to go to the phone lines and we are going to tune in to everyone here. And let's see what we've got going on in Naples. I've got Angie on the line. Angie, how are you?
I'm good, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing great, Angie. So, Angie, what are you grateful for?
I'm grateful that I got to spend time with my family this week.
Beautiful, yes. And Angie, what's your question for us?
I want to see if there's any spirits around me. Our community just lost a really, really good gentleman, and I just wanted to see if he had a message for his family.
Well, we'll see if he comes through. Depends how strongly he's connected. If you just recently lost him, it may not be possible for him to come through. It's something that just recently happened, but we will open up the space, Angie. And first of all, Angie, let's talk about you for just a minute. What's your question for yourself?
Questions for myself. Let's see. I guess my love life, that's always been a confusing subject.
Well, I can also tell you that this year is also important for your career, for money. I see a lot of growth for you financially. This year's going to open up some nice flow of abundance. We're looking to make a move or advancement in the career area, please, because I see growth.
Yeah, I want to switch to a different type of real estate that I do.
Perfect. It is coming. Something wonderful is coming for you. So I see a lot of growth coming for you, Angie, and this is going to bring you quite the increase. So I want you to really hold that vision. I see money, all right? And I also opened up the energy here because love has been a little spotty, but I do see time beginning to clear. We recently broke up with someone not too long ago. Once and for all, we kind of closed the door in a short time ago, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. And we know we are not opening the door and letting them back in, correct?
That's kind of the toes in the door, but...
Okay. Well, this is why we're telling you, girl, close the door. Well, please, why do you think Spirit's talking about the door? We got to close the door. Take off the toe, honey. I don't care, but you gotta. Okay, so old habits die hard. We feel the energy of, well, maybe this time, right? It's going to be different, but it can't be different because they are who they are. Doesn't make them a bad person, just makes them not your person. But it's familiar, it's comfortable, but it's not the answer to the story. And in this moment of time, it's just something that's a repeat. And if it's necessary for closure, obviously you have free will, then let the foot in. But if it's only a toe, we still have time to close the door. And just remain in a connection of just we know each other. We shared something. We don't have to be arch enemies. But it's not healthy. It wasn't healthy when it was going on. What in God's name makes you think it's going to change? The fact that you want it to change because you're in love with the idea of what it could have been.
Exactly.
Okay. So that's why we have a little confusion about love. But if you slam on the toe, and we just kind of halfway chop off the tip of the toe and they're on the other side of the door, and you stay in your house for a little while and wait, and then you emerge with a new attitude, I see love coming. I see a new partner, a new opportunity coming for you.
Okay.
So the person who passed in the community, I'm getting from my guides, was very influential. They helped a lot of people in the community. Were they in charge of something of the community? Because I feel like they made a difference in this community. Yes, please.
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
He was just becoming a firefighter.
Okay. And he wanted to help and be of service. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I don't have that individual yet because they haven't, but my guides tell me that he is in good hands and that he was outstanding and he made a difference.
Okay.
And so just know that he will be all right on the other side. Unfortunate at such a young age, yes, not old, he is leaving the earth. But this is part of a plan that we don't understand. But he is well regarded in the heavens. Angie, business is increasing, and love will find you if you look out the back door, because apparently front door's open. So just run out the back and look. Okay. All right, Angie, thank you so much for calling. God bless you, and happy holidays. Thanks so much for sharing. Bye for now. Bye.
Thank you. Same to you. Bye-bye.
888-565-1470. We're going to go from Naples, Florida, on the west coast of Florida. We're going to pop on over to Chicago. I've got Pamela on the line. Pamela, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, Pamela. Good to make a connection with you. And Pamela, do tell us, what are you grateful for?
For life. I'm grateful for my health and my strength. Because a year ago I wasn't where I'm at today mentally. So I'm just really grateful for that because I was in a really dark place. So
yeah. And when I step into the energy and I look at where we are today, first of all, I have to go back. If I may, I'm going to go back to 2015 into 2016. This was also a time of change and difficulty, yes?
Yes.
Okay. You are where you are because you came through all that on the other side now. And this year, unlike our caller, Angie from the Naples, I tell you, throw open your door because I got a new attitude. It is a brand new beginning, an open air space for you, and the sun is shining, and there are new opportunities for you. And I feel like they talk about a breakthrough moment. Did you say this is my breakthrough year coming up? Did you say that?
Yes. On the inside, but yes, I did.
Okay.
I said that to myself, yep.
All right. The guides hear your thoughts, and they're like, well, she claimed it. It's her breakthrough year. And 2022 is the year for you to make a lot of new connections and network and shift in personal connections with love, shift in personal connections for work, shift with family and tribe to really kind of weed out what works for you and what doesn't work, and find yourself in this beautiful, tight, harmonious nucleus. I know, because that wasn't where you were 2 years ago. 2 years ago was like a hot mess, stew overflowing all over the place, hot mess.
Hot mess.
But
Hot.
it was a series of choices coming from a wounded self. We now recognize the wounds. We recognize why we were where we were. And you just had to give yourself a break, and you had to forgive yourself and allow yourself to heal, correct? Yes.
It's still a process, but
it is a process. But it affected your whole entire body. You almost couldn't get out of the bed, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. But that's all right. This too is going to pass. And
Wow.
I see a lot of power coming to you. And they're talking to me about a business. You trying to put together a business? You got an idea about a business? They're showing me business.
I'm just trying to get my business together.
Okay.
I'm not an entrepreneur or anything like that, but I always have thoughts and ideas. Oh, I don't know.
Well, get
That's
your
a sign
personal
for me to-
business together and then put yourself together for business. Because you are an
Okay.
entrepreneur at heart. You're always the person who kind of pulls things together, gets things done, gathers people, knows exactly what to do for everybody else's problem, situation, or business. And now it's time you take those talents and you put them to work for yourself. And they also tell me that you have a story to tell, almost as if we have a book to write from your adventures in love.
Oh, okay.
Okay, might be a melodrama, but guess what? You have some tips that you learned from this experience that if you were to sit across from another woman, you would know exactly what to tell them to look for and to not do, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Start to jot some of those things down as a reminder to yourself so you never have to have someone's toe back in the door. And you give yourself the opportunity to jot down some really powerful ideas that you have found helped you and are helping you evolve from this situation. Because you almost lost everything, yes?
Yep.
And
Yep.
look at you now. The phoenix rises from the ashes. By golly,
Yes.
look at you.
That is so amazing. I have a question.
Yes.
Something that has been bothering me for about a week or so. I'm not sure if I misplaced something or if someone stole it from me.
Is it a ring?
I've been I'm sorry?
What is it, a ring?
No.
Somebody on the other side is showing me a ring. Whose ring do you have that belongs to someone who passed from the other side?
Well, I know years and years ago someone did steal a ring from me that belongs to someone who crossed over, but that was like 30 years ago.
Well, that doesn't matter, honey, because the person on the other side is still talking about that ring. I see the
Wow.
ring. And that ring meant a lot to that person, yes? And that's
It
why you had
did.
it. Yes.
It did.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll just have to tell them it's for now and the physical lost. But the sentiment is still there. And,
Yes.
and the person who gave it to you, the woman, is connected to you still, even after all this time.
Really?
Really.
Okay. I've always wondered that.
So the item that is missing is stolen.
Okay.
And it's one of two people who could have had access to that.
Okay. Male or female?
They said one of two. They didn't tell me who.
Okay. Okay.
But it was taken. I don't feel it was misplaced. But if you mention it, it might pop back up because maybe they'll have a change of heart and put it back.
Okay. All right.
All right, my dear.
Thank you so much. You've
You're
been
welcome.
helpful as usual.
Thank you,
I
Pamela.
appreciate you very much. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you. God bless you. Bye for now.
You as well.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
888-565-1470. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then don't go anywhere, my friends at WHFS and my pals at WWNN. We'll be right back.
Do you know me? Do I know you?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Do you know me? I am Sarah Spiritual, and you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah right here on WHFS and on WWNN. And here's where you get to ask life's questions. And Spirit and I channel the answers. And we tune in and tap into all that's going on. And we give you the guidance you need to help you navigate life, make it a little easier, and let you know you're never alone. We're going to go back to our phone lines at 888-565-1470. If you're driving in the car and you feel the prompting and your hands free, be sure to kind of plug that into your phone and hit dial and join us and join the conversation. 888-565-1470. And in our second hour, we're going to be hosting Sarah Spiritual's Special Time with Stacey Haller. Stacey Haller is our astrologer. She'll be sharing with us all the information about what December's energy is going to be like for your astrological sign. So be sure to tune in our 7 o'clock hour. So we're going to go to Cincinnati. I've got Kendra on the line. Kendra, how are you?
Hi.
How are you doing today, Kendra?
I'm doing good.
Kendra, what are you grateful for?
Growth.
Well, we're glad that you feel like you're growing. And this growth, my dear, where does that lead you? What's your question?
I have questions about a lot, but I guess my question would be, what is next for me in my journey for self in the reflective year? Because I struggle with my love life and leaving it alone, shall I say.
Well, this is the year, my dear, for you to step out of the box, to break the routine, to color outside the lines, to think differently than you have. And this is the time to break those patterns of negative behavior. Because when I spin you out to the tail end of 2022, I know we're passing the first few months and taking you all the way to October of 2022. If you leave alone what does not work for you, the divine has a pleasant surprise for you of something better than you ever imagined. But you have to put yourself in the energy of what you desire. You have to put your energy in, I deserve more, I am good enough, and I am worthy. And when I look at your looking back at the past, it's a repeat of negative patterns that have been programmed within you, even from an early age, where you're always on this unsettled energy and stepping on eggshells all the time. And it takes away from your power. And this is a time to get ready to put yourself back in your power. Kendra, this is your time to shine and to move yourself forward, because there also is opportunity for you in the work and the financial arena.
Yes, I am actually going back to school to kind of excel myself in the working
and this
financial.
And that will help you tremendously. And I feel like if we go 2 years from now, okay, what happened to 2022 and 2023, Sarah? Well, Kendra was in prep. And as she comes out fully prepped, in 2024, things are picking up momentum for a whole new way of life. Financially, we are sound. The foundation is there. There's loving partner and experiences. But we have to be willing to let go of the past, which chains you to the wall and makes you unable to move.
Okay.
Lose the dark side of who you thought you were and embrace the new you.
Okay.
Good opportunities. Kendra, is this your first time calling into the show?
No.
Okay.
I called in maybe about a month ago now.
Well, thank you so much for calling back and
I've
sharing with us.
listened to you.
Thank you.
So much has happened and changed in such a short time.
And it's your time for growth. And be grateful for that growth. And be grateful for the inspiration that puts you on a new path. Thank you so much, Kendra, for calling. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Well, my friends, on WHFS, we're going to be popping over momentarily to WWNN. So I sure hope you join us on another station or follow us on our Facebook page for Sarah Spiritual or our YouTube page. Continue to join the conversation and feel free to call in at 888-565-1470. We're going to tune in soon and listen to my friend Stacey Holler. Let's see what the stars have in store for our destiny. Stay with us. We'll be right back with Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
Down upon me, and there's a light that brightens up my day. There's a light leading the way. Oh, there's a light.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. Phone lines are open at 1-888-565-1470. That's 1-888-565-1470.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily
can make it happen no matter what it is. Do you believe? Do you believe in love? The kind the stories tell. Do you believe? Do you believe in love? The other day, I sat alone and I realized you're not here. I used to like to pick up the phone and tell you how my day was. I miss you. I sit alone at times, wondering why you had to go. I really didn't want to see you leave. It happened too soon. I lost myself in tears. I lost myself in wondering.
She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Welcome back to the second hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions and to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in. 888-565-1470. 888-565-1470. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube. And you can share the love and light.
Yes, indeed. There is a light right here on WWNN, and we sure hope our friends from WHFS in Tampa sure joined us over on this end of the coast in sunny Florida. We are so glad to have you all here joining us for Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. And before we continue, I have something I want to share with you. In 2009, that was our first year of national radio. Time flies when we're having a blast. And I wanted to share with you a message that Spirit had channeled through me about gratitude. So let me share this with you. It's the gratitude prayer that Spirit gave me. So I am grateful. I'm grateful for every moment on this earth. I'm grateful for the people I have in my life and those who are no longer in my circle. I'm grateful for every laugh, every smile, every accomplishment, and every loss. I embrace the challenges which define my character, my disappointments, my pain, and even my tears, for they represent my growth. I'm grateful for my family, my friends, my colleagues, and my enemies, for they are my life, blessings, and lessons. I am in awe and gratitude of this vast, beautiful world. It is truly amazing to see a sunrise in the horizon, an ocean wave crash upon the rocks, or a butterfly fly. I stand in the amazement of all that is, rather than what is not. There is no reason to mourn which I do not have, while greatness can be found in the simplest of moments. I pray for simplicity of life, purity of heart, and I stand in the grateful anticipation for abundance, love, and goodness. I thank you, my God. Be grateful. Unlock the door to your success, your joy, your harmony, your happiness, and your love. And use your gratitude to catapult you through the end of 2021 and maybe the end of a difficult passing of time for you, your family, your friends, society, humanity. Use it to catapult you to a fabulous 2022. Now, I've put together the most remarkable New Year's collection ever. Is my special 2022 New Year's kit. It features the items necessary to toast in the new year. And so these items are designed by me, created with Spirit, and they're for you to use once the new year begins. We have a fabulous collection which includes a CD with some of the popular songs that we play here on the radio show and some that have been channeled through me during these times that none of you have heard. So we welcome you to participate in this wonderful ritual, one of the oldest traditions of the Sarah Spiritual family. You can go to sarahspiritual.com to learn more about our New Year's kit. It includes the CD, a candle, petition paper. It has this absolute fabulous desert rose crystal. It has an oil designed by me to kind of encapsulate the energy and the frequency you want for 2022, a mist. And it also has the beautiful soulful mastery bath, which allows you to step into your soul's spectacular power and tune in and align with the energy. All of this is available on my website, and we have a package that includes our forecast for 2022. Do you want to know what 2022 has in store? Well, that is included in our complete package, or you can get just the kit or just the forecast. Again, go to sarahspiritual.com. We've begun shipping them out, and I can't wait to get you yours. And I can't wait to get to what December means for us, astrologically speaking. You see, the stars, they're out, and they're moving and shaking. And you heard us talk about Mercury being retrograde. Well, that's gone, thank God. But we've got some planetary changes coming up and a few highlights that I want you to learn about and see how it affects you, whatever your astrological sign is, with my friend Stacy Holler. So we're going to tune in to Stacy. Stacy, how are you tonight? So glad that we have you joining us back for the beginning of the month. Once again, can you believe we are in month 12 of 2021? How are you doing?
Like you, it's very hard to believe we're here. I'm doing great,
Good.
battening down the hatches for the solar eclipse coming up on Saturday.
Yes.
As I'm sure many of us are starting to feel that energy already. Are you feeling it, Sarah?
Yeah, it's a little too hot to handle, actually.
Funny you should say hot, because it is in, as we all know, we're in Sagittarian time, so we're in mutable fire time.
Wow. Come on, baby, light my fire.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy. How hot is it going to get, Stacy?
It's pretty darn hot, as they say. So I will say the solar eclipse that is coming on Saturday, it is, as you know, like a new moon on steroids is what a solar eclipse is.
Right.
But this one looks to be generally supportive.
Mm-hmm.
The purpose of this coming into our life is to really focus on the things that we need to get rid of to clear space for new things in our life. So I think we're all going to feel it in different ways where it affects us, and we'll chat about that too. But a solar eclipse, different from a lunar eclipse, that's when outside events affect us. So things, it gets a little rough and tumbly. So, fasten your seatbelt.
Are we
That's right.
not allowed to go high speed because we might endanger ourselves? Do tell. What's coming up?
Well, let's take a look at how it's going to affect everyone.
Okay.
So I will say, really you'll see, and for each of you, where the light is going to shine on for you to kind of clean house and make room for some new things in your life. So we'll start at the top with Aries. So my Aries friends, your focus is going to be on learning, expanding your horizons, maybe planning some new travel. Publishing is big in the house that your eclipse is sitting in. So if any of you are thinking of publishing a book, now would be a time to go for it. Taurus, you're focusing on finances. So you might be comfortable in a job or comfortable with your income, but you're not going anywhere. So the light is shining on you. Change it up. Change your job. Change your business model. Look at your investments. Come up with a new plan. Now is the time where you can see growth. Now, my Gemini friends, they're focusing on partnerships, all types of partnerships in your seventh house. So this eclipse could bring on a new long-lasting commitment for you, or it might shine a light on your existing relationship, just in areas that you might need to work on. So if it's not great, but it's good, you'll have an opportunity to address those things to make it better. But as for all the signs, don't make any definitive decisions at the moment. Just ride it out. This isn't a time to make decisions, but to take a look at these things. Now, my Cancer friends, health is your theme. Take care of your body. Take care of your health. If you have some bad habits, now is the time to get a new regime or a new routine to shake that up. My Leo friends, it's all about love. So, Leos, if you're in a good relationship, you could go even deeper and better. If it's not the right person, the light's going to shine on what's not working for you. My Virgo friends, it's about home and family. Might be a move. Might shake up something in your home. Maybe you'll buy a new place. But sudden changes could happen in the home physically or within your family. Some sort of change or shake up. Libra, it's about communications for you. Your own message, standing in your own light, learning a new skill. Writing is really highlighted, Libra, so journaling and writing and your true self is a good time for you. Scorpio, how are you earning your money, Scorpios? If you're not doing something that you value and that you love, it's not working for you. Now is the time for you to do what you love, and when you do make that change and move, you will see your income increase. It will be there for you. Happy birthday, Sag. All my Sag friends are celebrating this month, and I know you folks have gone through a lot with relationships and yourself over the past 2 years. A lot of changes going on for you. So now is the time for you to stand in your own light and be confident to all aspects about yourself within those relationships. Capricorn, it's about your inner life, creating quiet time, space, go inside and tangle, get rid of all that old stuff, the old patterns and habits that's been carrying you on a deep level. Now's the time to go there and kind of work that stuff out so you could move on. Aquarius, it's about your sense of mission. What's really important in your life? What are your aspirations? What excites you? You have the opportunity with this eclipse to connect to what's really meaningful for you and to put it out in the world. Join a group and associate yourself with those bigger than yourself for where you know what's right for you in your life. And then we end with Pisces. Pisces, you're in the career sector this time. It's time for you to move up in your career. There are changes. Do something new or do it in a new way. You have an opportunity to move up in your career. So for everybody, it's all about letting go during this season. Hang on to the crazy stuff that happens. Just listen and observe and ride the waves. And don't make any big plans because you want to see how this pans out. But I love thinking of the eclipse as a big vision board for what you want to bring into your life now.
And they make
So we got a road to
difference,
walk
right?
down, Sarah.
Yeah, we got a significant difference coming up with this energy, and it's going to shift and open up to some new horizons for everyone. But if I heard you correctly, no matter what it shines a light on or whatever it kind of starts to burn away so you can see, we need to just observe, sit, and be still, and let the eclipse energy pass, take us into the new year, and then make our decisions from there. Is that correct, Stacy?
That's absolutely right. You cannot make decisions with all the turbulence that an eclipse brings. Just think of it as shining a flashlight in the areas of your life that you want to take a look at, to consider and make room, but don't make any big plans. And what might be a little helpful, Sarah, I think you know this too, this eclipse is the exact same configuration that happened at the end of the year 2003, 18 years ago.
Yeah.
So if everybody out there wants to think about what they were experiencing 18 years ago, it will be very similar this time around. How do we deal with the things that came up then, and how do we want to maybe be different about the same issues coming up now?
Right, and what changes were we navigating at that time that have created the past 18, 19 years, and what has that looked like? And what changes are we getting ready to make now? Because it represents change. So this change is important.
I guess I like to look at it that we're lucky that we have an opportunity to stop and reevaluate and take a look at things, right?
Exactly. Well, Stacy, as always, it's a pleasure to have you. Now, for our listeners, we want to let you know that if you need to know what does all this mean to me, because I don't know what house it's in, and I need to understand my astrology a bit more, but I don't know much about it, Stacy's the one to talk to. You can go to destinyinthestars.com and get your natal chart done and find out, well, what the stars have in store for you. And those of you wanting to learn about astrology, be sure to take a look at our websites in the weeks to come, because we're going to be announcing our intro to astrology. So if you want to understand astrology and maybe learn a bit more and put yourself on the path of astrology, Stacey's going to be doing a class for us in January. So you want to look for that information. Stacey, it's as always a pleasure. So I know you're going to have some exciting news for us coming into 2022. And what do you want to share with our listeners so that they can understand how they can look at their astrology and how to interpret it for 2022 before we go?
Well, astrology really helps you explain what your life journey is all about. And knowing the way where the energies are, how to kind of use them to your advantage, knowing the tools that you have to overcome the challenges that we set forth, just helps the understanding better. I think astrology helps you to understand that you really are in control of your own life. You're not a victim of your own life, and you have all the tools to do it. And when we look at your individual birth chart, you get a greater understanding of what your journey is all about.
Beautiful. Well, thank you, Stacy. Everyone, if you want to learn more about Stacy and her work, go to destinyinthestars.com. And Stacy, I guess we'll talk to you next year.
Well, thank you, Sarah, and I am grateful to you and the whole Sarah spiritual community and being a part of it.
Well, we love having you. We're grateful for you and your wisdom and input, and we'll talk again soon. Bye for now.
Thanks, Sarah. Bye-bye.
Bye. 888-565-1470. We've got calls holding, and I want to hear from you. We've got friends on Facebook and YouTube. We're going to get back to all of you, but first, let's take a break from our sponsors, and then 888-565-1470. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and that's me, Sarah Spiritual. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
WWNN 1470 AM 92.1 and 95.3 and 96.9. I'm still stuck on Tampa here. But we are going to go back to our phone lines at 888-565-1470. But we've been building some questions with my Facebook and my YouTube friends. So I'm popping over there before I go to my phone lines, which are lighting up here. All right, we've got Lourdes Solar. She says, hey, Sarah, it's the craziest thing. She took a fall. And she was thinking, I don't understand how I fell. And so she thought, did I just fall on my own? Or did something somehow push me? Something kind of knocked me down. And yeah, I do feel like there was a push. And I don't think you went down all on your own. Kind of reminds me of my own personal fall back in 2004. Kind of feel like somebody kind of knocked you over. And the person with the birthday, if that person is a female energy, that's the energy that I'm picking up that's responsible for an energetic push or kick in the butt that brought you down, Lourdes Solar. We sure hope that you didn't get too hurt and that you're back to recovery and kind of back to normal. Hopefully it wasn't too bad a fall, but it wasn't done on your own. You know where you put your feet, and you know how to put your 2 feet in front of you and not trip over them, Lourdes. So we are sorry, but that had a little help from some external, harsh, negative energy. Thanks so much, Lourdes, for your YouTube question. We're going to pop over to our friends on Facebook, and we've got a Facebook question from Monique Williams. And she says, hey, I've recently been in contact with a recent past lover. I'm still in love with her myself. What will become of our future? You know, I got to tell you this, Monique. This is a time of great expansion for you. And 2022 is really going to give you a clearer view as to what works for you and what doesn't work. Right now, we want to focus on expanding our connection with the divine, expanding our capacity to love, our ability to forgive, to let go, to surrender, and establishing expansion in finances and some healthy boundaries along with all of that. Yeah, going back is rarely a good idea, but I feel like you need to circle back because there's something left undone, unsaid with this person. So continue the dialogue, begin the connection, not with an expectation, rather than energy of holding the vision of forming a connection and healing the past and seeing if from there we can move forward to build a bigger, better connection of authenticity, transparency, compassion, companionship, love, and transparency. All right. Thanks so much, my darling. Keep us posted, Monique Williams. Who else do we have on our Facebook and our YouTube pages? We've got Candace Campanaro Kaplan. And she says, hey, I believe I can develop some sort of healing abilities for others, but I'm not sure where to focus my energy. You can. And focusing your energy is most certainly to focus on the aspects that really mean the most to you in healing. Are you drawn to crystals? Are you drawn to the energy that flows through you? Do you have interests? Have you checked into sound healing or Reiki? There's so many modalities for healing. What appeals to you? What allows you to be your creative, flowing, powerful self? And open up to those ideas and allow the guides to inspire you. I suggest that you spend some time with the archangels, particularly these three. Archangel Michael for your protection, Archangel Raphael, the healing angel, and Archangel Gabriel, the inspirational creative messenger. And if you sit and connect and kind of imagine yourself sitting in a circle with three archangels and you, kind of toasting marshmallows by an open fire with Jack Frost nipping at your nose and asking the angels to please give you a little guidance, to give you some insight, I feel like something will come up within you so that you could pursue that because, yes, you have the power to transmit the energy, and this is a great time for you to do that. Thanks so much, Candace Capranero Kaplan, for your Facebook question. We'll take one more Facebook question before we go back to the phone lines. We got Linda Love. Linda Love says, hi, Sarah, my birth date, and she gives it to me. And I was wondering if I would answer a question for regarding spiritual relationships. Does my, what is the rest of the question?
Spiritual path, take me on this crazy journey called life with spirit. 7173.
Okay. 71. So that's two different people kind of connecting in this thing, if I understand that question correctly here. So that when I look at the energy around your 7-1 person, that energy around them is in this vibe of learning to kind of break their routine and make some changes for themselves personally. So they're going through a self-expression, a revamping of their self-expression. And this crazy ride can help both of you kind of grow because you, on the other hand, are not just learning to be creative, but you're also learning to love yourself first and step into your power. And for you, it's the perfect time to take a crazy ride and ride shotgun with someone who's on a journey of self-expression. But careful not to blur the lines and get too far ahead of yourself in this connection because the two of you, your souls have been brought together for a reason, a purpose, a connection. But it's not determined whether this crazy ride is just an experience or something that is meant to touch the hearts and last for a significant or lifetime of time. So thank you so much, Linda Love. Your birth date will tell us that your spiritual relationship is going to bring you quite the ride, but this is also all about you stepping into knowing who you are, claiming your power, and just learning to just roar and be you. Thanks so much, my darling. Bye for now. We're going to go to our wonderful friends on our phone lines, 888-565-1470. I've got my friend Hannah. She's in West Palm Beach, and she's been hanging for a long time. Hang on, Hannah. We're coming for you. How are you tonight?
Sarah?
Yes, how are you tonight?
Thank you. I'm grateful for my health and for you tonight. Hopefully, you like my... Yes?
It's a pleasure to connect with you, and you are really getting ready to own who you are and embrace that energy about yourself. Yeah, so you're trying to learn to love yourself and express yourself in a better way at this time?
I feel it, yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And there's a strong energy, Hannah, connected to you, and the energy of the Blessed Mother. Blessed Mother comes for you.
Oh, my God. I just lost my mom in March.
Yes, and Mom had a connection with Mother Mary and God, please, yes?
Say again, sorry, I'm not sure.
Hannah, Blessed Mother, Virgin Mary, Maria.
Okay.
Did your mom pray to the Blessed Mother and to God, please?
Well, my mom is Jewish, so...
Okay. Well, probably not in the traditional way we may see, but your mom is in the energy of the Blessed Mother, the mother of all mothers. So just know that your mom is in that energy, and she has been welcomed into the heavens, because I see the Blessed Mother all around you. Like the energy of the divine feminine love is all around you, protecting you. You said Mom passed in March, yes?
Correct, yes.
Yeah. And she makes me feel like you were always there for her, yes? You always connected for Mom, and you did all you could for your mother, yes? Very sweet spirit, strong spirit, but sweet spirit, yes, please?
Very.
Yeah. And she's come to you, yes, to make you know that she's with you. You've kind of felt her around you.
I do, yes.
Yes, she's very much with you. And she also talks to me about... Did you light a candle for her at the beginning of this week? Did you light a candle this week?
Yes, correct. Always.
Okay.
Since she died, every few days.
Yeah, I see you lighting a candle. So I see that energy. She makes you feel like you just lit one recently, and that she's with you. And she wants you to know that she appreciates. She's making me feel from my feeling in my spirit like you meant so much for her, and you did so much for her, and she expresses her gratitude to you in this time of Thanksgiving.
It's amazing. Nice to hear. I just wanted to ask another question because I met someone.
Yes.
And I have his date of birth.
What is it?
Want?
Yes.
It's November 22, 1980.
So here's somebody who should be really getting ready to have this new beginning, fresh start. They're kind of ready for a new part of life. They kind of closed out a chapter a few years ago, maybe 2 years ago. They went through a lot of changes. I don't know what you know about them, but this is...
No, it's too early. I just met.
So I feel that their energy has gone through a lot of changes these past couple of years. They're closing out all that. They're ready for a new beginning. They're very adventurous. They like fun. And they have a big picture of what they want life to look like. And so you have to listen to the picture that they paint because they have a vision. You know, they're on a quest. And sometimes we have to see how they view life to see if it aligns with you. But a good, solid, good, loyal, kind person. And I'm sure you've seen their kindness so far, yes?
Okay.
Yes. Yes. So it is a good relationship. My guides kind of say it's a good friendship to begin, and then we see where it goes.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Hannah, for calling. Is this your first time calling into the show?
I've called like 2 years ago.
Well, thank you for remembering us.
It happened what you said, and you're amazing. Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you. My pleasure. And sorry for the loss of your mom, but do know that she's with you, and every candle you light is a light unto her path and to yours. So keep going. She's right there with you. Bye for now.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. God bless.
God bless you. Bye. 888 565-1470. And from West Palm Beach, Florida, I got to get to someone else who, too, has been hanging on. My friend Jim is in Hollywood. I call him my friend. I don't know Jim who, but Jim, how are you?
I am doing fine. Thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome, Jim. Good to connect with you. And is this your first time calling into the show?
It is the first time calling, and actually the first time hearing your show. I was driving and just by chance tuned into your station and thought I'd give you a call.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. And Jim, share with us all, what are you grateful for?
Everything. My life is flawless. My life's been perfect for the last 19 years. Very spiritual. I've been blessed with more than I ever dreamed of. I have the perfect life.
And it's a time for you to embrace that divine perfection, which you have envisioned and created. You have really created this vibration for yourself in the joy of what you want. Is that true?
Yes.
And being in that joy and that energy, it looks as if we are in for some expansion financially, emotionally, and spiritually. And are you doing something that helps minister and assist others? Because my guides and angels make me feel like you're on a mission to assist others.
At this point, not very much. I have been given some thought to going to Africa and drill some wells for water. But I have not really started that. It's been something that I've been thinking about for the last couple of weeks. But
it's time for you to do something else, and the time will open up in a perfect way. But anything that you can do to assist humanity has always filled your heart.
Okay.
Yes.
Can I ask you, my father passed away 2 years ago. My mother passed away 3 years ago.
Yes.
I was seeing if by chance you might be able to connect with them and let me know how they're doing.
I would. Is it possible for you to step away from some of the background noise?
Yeah.
Possible? Yeah. And while you do that, I'll see if I can bridge a connection. It's just that to hear voices in my head, your voice, and other little munchkins running around, I'm like, oh, good Lord.
Yeah.
That's quite the crowd you've got over there.
Right.
Are you serving
Okay,
food? Because I think everyone will come over after the show. No, kidding. Let's see what we've got here. So, Father passed 2 years ago. Yes, please. That's what you said? Yes. Okay.
2 years ago.
Okay.
You still there?
I am. I'm doing my connection here.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem.
Just see if we can pull them down here at this moment. We only have a few minutes to do this, so if I can make the connection, let me see if I can do that for you. So when I open up the energy, what does the month of June have to do with your family, please? Your father, your mother, the month of June, what is that, please?
Actually, my mother passed away in June.
So I have your mother here. Okay, so she's making me aware of the month of June because they give me a month, a day, something significant to them. So Mom steps forward first. Okay, so she brings me the energy. But there's something very strong and powerful on the other side from your mom, which is your father's energy. Your father was a strong person, please. He's coming across very strong, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Almost reads military to me or regimented. Does that make sense to you, please?
Extremely, yes. He was a former Marine and it never left him.
Okay, never left him. So
never.
He is holding the pose up there even up to this moment now. And Mom's standing there just kind of looking like, okay, like whatever. Mom's energy, very loving, very kind. She has this energy with her that makes me feel like she's filled with gratitude. Something about before she passed, Jim, were you able to see her before she passed? Because I feel like there was something connecting the two of you right before she passed. Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah, It was almost a miracle. The very last day that she was with us, we thought she was not going to last hours. You know, she passed away at home, but, she had the gurgling and everything, and we're like, it won't be long. And then the next day, she woke up.
Like nothing.
She said,
Yeah.
Yep. She said to me, Did I die? Is what she said. Because, we were all around her and we were praying and everything. I said, nope, you're still here. That whole day, she was awake, just like everything was perfect. She never took a nap. She talked to us. And that night, she went to sleep and passed away.
Mm-hmm. And because she didn't want to go that way. And whatever that magical moment is, that's the energy that she took with her, and she wants you to know that in that magical moment that she spent with you and your family, but she's highlighting you since you're talking to me, she's forever in that energy, and you are all forever connected just the way you were on that day, and she wants you to remember that.
That sounds good.
Yes. I hope I've been of service to you. I mean, you and I could get to know your family real well, but I hope I've given you just a sense of they're okay, they are with you, they hear us, and they're very much behind you in all that you do.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you for listening to the show, and welcome to the Sarah Spiritual family. We hope to hear from you again.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Bye. 888-565-1470. Is it time to take a commercial break? We better scoop to the commercial, and then I've come back. I've got to get back to my phone lines. I've got to travel all across the nation at 888-565-1470. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and that's me, Sarah Spiritual. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I know you, have we met before?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Standing in the room
on WWNN, and we are welcoming your calls at 888-565-1470 and your conversations on Facebook and on YouTube. If you'd like to learn more about me and the work that I do, go to sarahspiritual.com, and there you can learn about the sessions that I offer and shop all of my spiritually created products, my New Year's kit to toast in your 2022, and a whole host of spiritual oils and baths and mists, and just so many other magnificent things. So visit sarahspiritual.com. If you're local to West Palm Beach, you can always pop into the Expedito Enlightenment Center. We are in West Palm Beach off of Okeechobee Boulevard. Again, you can find that address at sarahspiritual.com. And we're going to go back to our phone lines. I've got to go to Idaho. I've got Stacy on the line. Miss Stacy, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. Stacy, what are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for a lot right now. Getting through the divorce is one.
Well, those can be tricky, but yep. Closing one door, opening a new one, my dear. And this is a year for you to kind of build a new community, a new tribe, kind of step out of routines for yourself. So what's your question for us tonight, Stacy?
What area do you see me going into when I close out this cycle
so I wrote
with my abilities?
Well, first of all, I wrote the word move. Is there a thought and idea that we want to move? Possibly, yes.
Possibly, yes.
Possibly. My spirit guides say yes. I see a move. And I'm leaning towards the 2023 time, so it's not next year, but I see move. And now that we kind of clear out the energy, the oppressive, negative, holding pattern energy that didn't let you breathe, now we can see the light. Yes, hallelujah, I see the light.
Yes.
And Stacy, there I see us taking ourselves down the path of attuning to the spirituality and utilizing that energy to express yourself, to assist others, working with your angels and your God contract, messy as it might be. And here we are. And when I spin you into the 2022 time, by the time I get to your birthday, I start to hear a song. By the time I get to Phoenix, he'll be rising. Okay, so anyway. And you've created it, you've manifested it, you've held the vision in your heart, in your mind. And have we been journaling and writing down these thoughts?
Yes.
Okay. So they have a message for you. In the moment of now, as you stand in the light of God, be aware of all you are, the special energy that resides within, and share it with others. Be open and receptive to the changes that are before you, knowing that every step you take is stepping in the path that the masters have walked before, so that you can step into your own divine essence and express it and fulfill the journey and the joy that you have connected to this lifetime to ascend and transform and provide for yourself and others. This is the message they have for you.
That's beautiful.
Thank you so much for calling us, Stacy, and we're grateful you're a part of this experience with us. Thanks for reincarnating for one of the most crazy times ever. Happy to share the earth with you. Let's see what happens next. All right, Stacy, thank you so much for calling. Bye for now.
Okay, bye.
Bye. 888-565-1470. And we're going to go to Orlando. I've got Sonia on the line. Sonia, how are you?
How are you doing, Sarah? Hi, Helena. Love you guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Good to connect with you. What's going on? What are you grateful for?
Well, I'm grateful for being alive, actually.
Yeah.
For having my daughter, my family, and we're all happy and safe. I'm very grateful for you guys.
Thank you.
And I wanted to know what 2022 holds for me, you know, if there's a big change coming into my life, like
well,
love.
Let me begin. Oh, darling, let me begin. The winds of change are upon you now, and some doors will close so that others can open. I feel like there's a little bit of a shakeup coming so that we can make the shifts and changes that are necessary. Don't be afraid of change. Change is going to be good for you. Now, love, that's the energy that really steps forward in the 2022 time. And we kind of leave behind the energies of 2019 and 2020. Yes, this was a little difficult in relationship and connections, yes?
Yes.
Okay. We leave that all behind as if it's just, I don't know, a stain off on the side of the couch that makes you remember when you had a party, but that's over. Party's over. We cleaned the mess and we are still keeping the couch. But we've got that stain to remind us that not everything has to be perfect. And some things, well, they leave a mark, but it doesn't have to make you need to get rid of everything to move forward. There are changes that come for you and give you the opportunity that you can move forward for work, career, new beginnings. This is all possible in the latter half of 2022. We're still releasing, we're still healing, we're still learning to love ourselves and taking care of self. You haven't been taking care of self, so now we've got to take care of self. And in this taking care of self, we are going to open ourselves to a new beginning. Is there a particular person you want to ask me about, Sonia?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. How'd I know?
His birthday is August 23rd, 77.
Okay. So 2020 into 2021 was a little challenging for him as well, yes?
Yes.
You both were going through your own metamorphosis, and holy crow, the poop is hitting the fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Correct.
Solid guy, nice guy, good energy. He's still working out some kinks with himself as well. And I don't know how he processes stress, but I feel like stress is an issue for him. Does this make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. So we have to see, because we don't want to get ourselves caught up in something that is very, I don't know, roller coaster-ish again.
It's like repetitive.
Yeah. And a little edgy for you because you want something to be free and energetically flowing for you. So in this moment, it's a great person to know. Let's see, because he's still clearing out his energy of his experiences and healing himself and getting himself back on track. And I feel like he's trying to undergo some financial changes as well. And in all of this, he's not 100% vested in building relationship at this time. He's got a lot on his plate. So he's a good person to know. And for now, I would say just watch the show and, be an add-on in the show and just take it one day at a time. But the 2022 time will bring you love, will bring you opportunities, will bring you changes and choices. And this is important for you.
How about health-wise, if you don't mind me asking?
We were going to look into something or check on some aspect in the physicality here, please. Yes, something seems a little off. We're looking into something energetically here. So
getting really sleepy and tired all the time.
We need to look into that. I feel like the energy needs to just be shifted, possibly a regimen, possibly something. Again, I'm not a doctor, can't diagnose, but maybe something in a thyroid or a hormone or something that needs to just be, to do the blood work, check with the experts, take your vitamins, and let's see if we can turn that around. I really feel like it's the releasing of old energies coupled with the shift in the physical body. Let's see what the cause is, and then you can move on appropriately. But I see nothing of great disturbance here. I just feel like the energy feels off, and I feel your concern for it. But I wouldn't poo-poo. We need our vim, our vigor. We need to feel good and on top of the world. Well, for now, Sonia, we are out of time. I hope that we have been of service to you on this night.
Thank you, Sarah. God
You're
bless
welcome.
you.
God bless you. Thank you for listening to the show. Bye for now.
Bye. Love you, girls. Bye.
Love you. Bye. Thank you, everyone who listens to this show every Wednesday night. This is our 613th show live. We've been hanging with you since 2009. Couldn't think of a better crew to spend my holidays with as we navigate the final weeks of 2021. Did you think we'd ever get here? Well, here we are. We're getting ready to have a new beginning. But for now, remember to be grateful. Remember to honor yourself. And everywhere you go, say, before me goes the light of God. And what would God have me do today? And do something good for someone else. Thank you so much for spending time and space with us. God bless you. Good night. And I am Sarah Spiritual.
There's a light leading the way.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answers your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. with more from Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of the